So just laying in Shavasana. And we're going to do the breathing exercises from there. So we'll do a few breathing exercises. So just laying flat on your back. And then just become aware of the breath, just the natural breath. Just become aware of that inhale, aware of the exhale. Just become aware of the speed of the breath at the moment. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it long? Is it short? And don't judge the breath, but just become aware of it. Now you're aware of the breath. You want to set an intention for the class, set the intention. Could be to connect to the breath or right the way through. It could be just to relax more. So just laying in Shavasana, connecting to the breath. So now you want to start focusing on the deeper inhale through the nose. So just deeper inhale, long, slow exhale. So now we want to become more aware of starting to work the lungs and wake the lungs up. So that deep inhale is going to start expanding the lungs. Long, slow exhales, just decreasing the lungs. So we're just warming up that big muscle of the lungs. So today's class, so just for those who just got on a bit late, just come into Shavasana and just relax and start connecting to the breath. So deep inhale, long, slow exhale. So now what I want you to do is practice alternate nostril breathing here, but don't put your fingers on the middle of your forehead. Just use your thumb and whatever finger on the other side, probably middle finger. So just block the right hand side with the thumb and inhale through the left. Block left, release right, exhale. Inhale right. Block right, release left, exhale. Inhale left. Block left, release right, exhale. And just continue that. That alternate nostril breathing on the ground is quite nice. I find it really relaxing because you're in a more relaxed position. Sometimes when you're sitting and you do alternate nostril breathing, you're just worried about how uncomfortable you are seated. Whereas this is quite nice just to relax with the breath. So just enjoy it. Just making that inhale deeper every time. That exhale longer and slower. Continue through for another 5 or 6 rounds. You just take your time with it. Just making sure that inhale is getting deeper. It's the main thing you're looking at. So today's class is going to be a lot of twisting the spine. So most of the poses are actually spine twists. Spine twist is detoxification of the body. And also strengthening the muscles that hold the spine up. So when you're ready, breathe out of the right side, everything out of the right side. Then release the hand and just lay in Shavasana. Now what I want you to do is start taking nice deep breaths. So the deepest you can go on the inhale, filling up the lungs as much as you can go till you can't fit any more air in. And then slowly release. So just 5 or 6 of those, deep as you can go in. And then release. Slow, slow release. Focus on the breath now for the rest of the class. So this is the focus. Now we're going to change that deep inhale to Ujjayi breath. So that's that restriction of the throat, so there's sound in the back of the throat. Just hear that sound in the back of the throat as you're breathing in and as you're breathing out. And that's the breath we want to work with for the rest of the class. So we're going to come into the first pose. Just while you're laying on your back, stay there. Just bring the knees up into the chest and just give yourself a little bit of a hug while you stick to that Ujjayi breath. Then just release the hands but keep the knees bent. Bring the hands in line with the shoulders. And we're going to drop the knees to the right hand side. So reclining spine twist this one. So drop them down. If your knees are up in the air, you could put a cushion or a pillow or something underneath the knees. Or if you can bring them to the ground, bring them to the ground. Work the shoulder blades onto the floor and just look out to the left if you can. Just holding there. A couple of minutes in this first spine twist. And just focusing on that Ujjayi breath. So we're starting to lock off a lot of blood flow in the abdominal organs. So we're going to do that a lot throughout this class. And that's where the detoxification comes in. We'll start getting everything in the stomach moving today for you. So another 40 seconds to go. Just continually work to try and bring those shoulder blades flat on the floor if they're not already. That's where we're going to get the deep twist in the spine. So working the spine erecto muscles. And then when you're ready, slowly come up, nice and slow, and just hold in the center there until you're comfortable. Then drop down to the left. Again, just working those shoulder blades as much as you can onto the floor. If you're leaning to one side too much, just continually work that shoulder blade down to be the right one. And look out to the right. If your neck feels okay, look out to the right. And just connecting to that breath. Really important when we're in these spine twists to focus on the breath, calming the breath down, because the breath wants to speed up. Every time we twist like this, the breath wants to speed up through the nervous system, through the fight or flight. So just connect that Ujjayi breath, which will alert the parasympathetic nervous system. And then just bring you into that peace, that calmness. Just the last few breaths here. When you're ready, slowly, slowly come up, nice and slow. Once you get to the center and your hips are both on the floor, straighten the legs out. Come into Shavasana. And just relax that spine, relax the stomach. So everything today should be slow movements because we're twisting the spine. So just slow everything down tenfold to get in and out of poses. Slow the mind down with the breath. Then when you're ready, we're going to come into legs up the wall. So you can either use the wall or use your hands. Or what I like to do is a block, something underneath my hips, and then just bring the legs straight up. This is an important pose when we're twisting the spine because we're starting to release all the tension through the legs, from the legs, I should say. And working on getting rid of that inflammation. A lot of mornings you wake up, particularly if you're a pitter, you wake up with this inflammation in the joints, and this helps release all that. And just breathe. So wherever you are against the wall, or just legs up, or with a block, you need to lengthen through the spine. So just bring the shoulder blades towards each other, chin towards the chest, arms out, palms facing up. And bring that belly button to the spine and just hold in this position. Keep pushing your heels up towards the ceiling as you bring your toes towards your shins. So you find that this session today is nice. It's a nice healing session. So it's nothing too, there's a couple of tougher poses we get on, but nothing too major to get the heart rate up. It's all about keeping it down and teaching ourselves to keep it down every time we twist. So that's why it's going to be nice, relaxed modes of getting in and out of poses. Just a few more breaths. Just about 6 more breaths. And when you're ready, slowly coming out of the pose. If you're on the wall, just come back into Shavasana. If you've got anything under you, just release it, come back into Shavasana. And just relaxing those legs, allowing the blood to flow back through. This time it's going to be fresh blood with nutrients, oxygen, instead of the stagnant blood that was sitting there in the joints overnight, and the toxins that are in the joints as well. It's just releasing and cleaning those out. So the next inhale, bring the knees into the chest. We're just going to stay here for about 20 or 30 seconds. Just want you to get the stretch that you need out of this. If you want to really pull in deep, pull in deep. If you just want to hang there, just hang there. You can roll on the lower back if you like. Just feeling what you need. Next pose is a bit more of a challenge, so just enjoy whatever stretch you need right now. And when you're ready, rolling up to a seated position. And so we're going to come into low lunge. So dragon pose. So if we'll be in here for a little while on each side. So if you've got a bit of a sensitive knee, you can put it under your knee. So we'll have put something under your knee. So we'll do the right side first. So right knee down, left foot up in front. Okay, so we're going into 2 sections of this pose. So the first section, first of all, what we do in this pose is push the hands into the thigh. So then that's going to engage the hip flexor on the right hand side and bring the shoulder blades together. Okay, so then we decide where we want to go from here. So you might be comfortable here getting the stretch, and that's fine. You might want to bring the elbows down on the knees. If you're going to do that, just maybe bring that knee back a little bit to get a bit more of an angle. And then I'm going to move the left foot out a little bit and come down a bit lower. Just be careful this time of morning. You don't want to get into it too deep, but you can work your way down. You can even have the bolster underneath you or a cushion and hold there. That's a really nice way to do it. It gives you a little bit more comfort. So it's just a couple of minutes in this one here, in this part. And you can slide that front foot forward if you like, get a deeper stretch. So coming into half monkey pose. That's obviously going to stretch your hamstring deeper. But always use anything around you that's going to help you be as comfortable as possible in this pose. And just remember, you don't have to get deep in this pose to get the stretch. Okay, so don't come down too early. You just make sure that you're getting the stretch in the right hip flexor and you're done. You're there, then slowly work into it once you connect to the breath. So 20 seconds to go in this. So what we're going to do is stay where you are in this pose, and we're going to twist. So a couple of different ways to do it. The first one is right hand on the floor and bring the wrist underneath your shoulder. Move that left foot out a little bit further, push the knee. And what you want to do is twist in the spine there. So twist the spine, working that right shoulder around and looking over the left shoulder. So that might be enough for you there, just do that. Or you can bring that left hand around onto the lower back and twist a little bit more, depending on how deep you want to go. But just remember, you're twisting really deep in this pose, and your hip flexors, if they're tight, this is where you're going to feel it in this twist. And it's 2 minutes in this, which is a deep twist. I'm just going to keep my left hand on my knee and try and stack the shoulders. So this one here is a really good hip opener, but we're getting a really deep twist as well of the spine. Really working those hip flexors. You should start feeling it in this twist, probably in the left glute, or maybe just high in the hamstring. So we've got 50 seconds to go. Breathe deep in this one. Last few breaths. If you need to twist deeper, or just hold where you are. And then slowly help yourself up. We're going to switch sides. So bring that left knee down onto the floor now. Bring the right foot up. You should feel the tight, that stretch in that right now. Get yourself set up the way you need to get set up. Push down on that right knee just to engage that left hip flexor, even though it should be engaged now. And then get set in where you need to be set. So we're not twisting in this one, just stretching. Beautiful. Just listen to your body. Feel where you need to be. Just being in this position for 2 minutes, you're getting a stretch without doing anything. So what you're doing extra is just getting deeper and deeper into the joint, into the connective tissue. So you've got 45 seconds to go here. This is one of the poses. It's a challenge to keep focusing on the breath. The mind really wants to wander. After years of yoga, I'm pretty good at just focusing on the breath. This pose always challenges me. I always start thinking about other things and the mind jumping from place to place. So really focus, use this pose as a real challenge for the mind. And to do that, it's about that breath. So when you're ready, we're going to come into the twist. So coming into whatever twist you want to be in. A twist for you could be just the right hand on the knee and just bringing that left hip towards the floor. And that is a good twist. I can feel that in this side. Or you might want to go deeper, move that right foot out, away from the body. Twist, push the knee away. You can do that one. Or you can bring the hand around, but you don't have to bring the hand around if you're not comfortable. The main thing is getting a twist. I'm going to keep my hand on my knee. I'm not going to bring the hand around. I'm getting a really, really good twist here. But just try and work those shoulders around. So bring that left shoulder towards the right shin and bring that right shoulder towards the left part of the body. That's the twist right there. So the good thing about this pose is this is one of the poses where you get a really good twist in the pelvis area. So you're just going to feel so much looser after this pose. And you'll feel it because the next pose we're doing is child's pose, wide-legged. So you're going to feel how open you are just from this pose. This is the sort of pose I do put in a bit. Well, I haven't done it for a while, but I put it in a bit. But when I'm in a class and a teacher does this, I can't stand it. I can't stand this pose. So just breathe through it if you can't stand it like me. And like the live audience right here. So you've got 15 seconds to go. So if you want to twist that a little bit deeper just for the muscle memory, you can do that, or just hold where you are. Don't injure yourself. And then slowly coming out of the pose. And moving into, what's it called? No. Crocodile pose. Legs out wide.
Bubble bath.
Toes out wide, heels facing in. Stack the hands. And relax. And this is a good pose after dragon. To lay on the stomach and bring those hip flexors apart. And by doing what we're doing is turning the toes out wide, heels in. So we're still working those hip flexors. So we're not completely relaxing them, we're still working them. And then when we move into child's pose, they become a little bit more relaxed, but still open. So when you're ready, just help yourself up. Push, bring the legs together, pushing up, bring the big toes together, knees out wide, push the hips back to the heels, and come into child's pose. So we're in child's pose for 3 minutes. So get yourself set, make sure those hips are as far back as you can go. And then just completely relax in this pose. You'll start feeling a lot more relaxed in the hip flexors here. Once you get into the pose and relax. Again, just focus back on that Ujjayi breath. So what we're going to do now is just move to the left-hand side. So just walk the hands. And we're just working on that theme of twisting the spine. Getting that stretch down the right-hand side and holding here for about a minute. So a minute straight, a minute either side in this pose. And when you're ready, start walking the hands around to the other side. So moving around to the right. Feel that stretch in the left, right down the left there. I'm feeling at the shoulder today. Feel that stretch. And each day you're going to feel it in different places. It's the first time I've felt it in the shoulder for a while, so I'm feeling it in my shoulder. So that's a really good stretch for the shoulder. Shoulders. Another 5 or 6 breaths here. And then when you're ready, slowly come back to center. Once you're fully in center, lift your hips up and come into crocodile pose once again. Stack the hands, toes out, heels in, feet apart, and relax. So you should be feeling it in the hips now. We've got lots of different sensations happening down there. You'll find with this style of yoga today, what we're doing is you physically, obviously, you're opening up through the spine and working the abdominal muscles, but mentally, you're actually releasing emotion. Okay, so deep-seated emotion, you're releasing it. So just allow anything to come up and just move forward with that. Some people cry a lot when you do classes like this, from releasing emotion, so just let it go. So what we're going to do is come into another twist, but bring the feet together. Stay where you are, bring the feet together. And then we're going to come up. So bring the hands about in line with the top of the head, just on the side of the mat, and squeeze the glutes and come up. So push the arms up. Now what we don't want is the hips up like this, okay? We don't want the hips up. We want the hips into the floor. So if they're not into the floor, just push your hands out a little bit further. Okay, so find that spot where your hips are pushed into the floor. We want to squeeze the glutes and push the floor away. Okay, so you should feel that stretch in the lower back. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So we're going to twist here. I'm going to stay a minute either side. Just let me get that set. So just push the floor away and bend that right elbow and twist and look over the left shoulder. Okay, so just twist. If you're not feeling anything, work those hands back and twist. You just want to feel that nice stretch down that left-hand side as you're twisting. A compression, I should say, stretch on the right. It's just a minute in this twist. You want to get deeper in the twist, you can bring that right hand further away, and that'll get you deeper into the twist. So the closer you bring it back, it's the less of a twist. So it's just up to you what you need. This is preparing us for the next pose, this pose here. So when you're ready, slowly come up, straight up. Get yourself set again, and then we're going to move to the other side. So I'm just going to move that left hand out further so I can get a deeper twist, looking over that right shoulder and holding there. This pose, I think, is called Pravita Bhujangasana. So it's a twisted cobra pose, a revolving cobra. Important to focus on the breath, just a couple of breaths ago. Then when you're ready, coming back to center, back into crocodile pose. And just have a good relax of that back right now. Because the next one is a deeper twist again. So we're just building these twists up so that you can get into the deepest ones. And the next one is the deepest twist we do. And that'll give us space in the lower back to do a really deep forward bend and then a nice easy twist to finish off with. So anytime you're doing a lot of spine twisting poses, the class, the time you take has got to be doubled, getting in and out of poses, but the mind has got to be as calm as possible as well. So when you're ready, just help yourself up. And we're going to come into a seated position, so come onto the bum. We're going to move into a pose which some of you probably don't like and some do like. It's called seated gait up, and the left foot comes out of it. We do. Now, what I want you to do here is pick the spot where you're comfortable as possible. So don't try and get into So I'll show you the full pose, and that's this. So we grab the left hand. So don't do it yet, but just watch what I'm going to show you. So I'm grabbing that and coming deep into the pose. I'm really, really tight. So I'm taking my time to get into this pose. Okay, so that's the full pose. Don't push yourself to get there. Okay, take your time. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off like this today. So bring the left hand down, right hand behind, lengthen through the spine and twist. And I'm going to start with my left hand on my right knee and just twist. I'll get deeper as I go, but this is important to work through the pose to where you are. So come into this twisting pose and just bring that right shoulder as far around as possible. So here you're going to get a stretch through the hip flexor, stretched hamstring, blocking off blood flow in knee and ankle, and we're twisting the spine. Really good lengthening twist of the spine. So it's 3 minutes either side. So that's why I'm saying don't just throw yourself into the pose. Always work yourself into it. Now this might be enough and you just want to stay here for the entire 3 minutes and just do that. You can work your hand down as well. When I'm in this pose, I'll bring the hand onto my shin, the right shin, and I'll twist that way. It's a bit more comfortable than the knee for me. And breathe. You're going to feel that the breath is really short and sharp. So any back bend or twist, your breath is going to be shorter and sharper. But it's up to you just to control that. So we're a minute into the pose and I'm getting fairly warm. So I'm going to move into the full pose, which is bringing the right arm over. But don't do that unless you're prepared and you're ready to go. I'd rather you stay just in a twist and eventually work to this pose. Beautiful. This is a really deep twist. We're doing lots of things in the body here right now. So we're halfway through the pose, more than halfway. Just keep working on that twist of the spine. Okay, just keep lengthening through the spine on the inhale and twisting that a little bit more if you need to. But always inhale, lengthen, and exhale, get deeper into the pose if you need to, or just exhale. But every time you inhale, you want to lengthen through the spine. We're trying to get space in that vertebrae. Everyone's looking really good, nice and straight. It looks really good. You're getting a deep twist, you're getting the stretch through the hamstring. So there's a lot happening here. Just another few breaths to go. And when you're ready, release. And we'll move straight into the other side, but just allow that blood to flow through the knee, the right knee and the right ankle first. Just allow that to happen. You'll feel you start getting used to the sensation of the blood moving through those areas. So then move out, right leg out, then that left leg up. I can feel this side tighter. So when you feel one side tighter, just take your time to get in there. Okay, just slow everything up, take your time. So right hand on the left leg, knee, shin, anywhere where you think is more comfortable for you. Left hand behind. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine and twist. And this here is probably enough for me on this side, particularly at the moment anyway. So keep bringing that chest around. And when you start pulling, like I've got my left shin, so I'm actually pulling under it. which is giving me a better twist. And if you lose grip, you can actually put the strap underneath that bent leg and wrap it around the leg and hold on to the strap, pulling the strap around. That'll give you a little bit more grip for a deeper twist. So we're just on halfway through. And if you're cramping, make sure you come out, relax and get back in. There's a bit of a cramping one. And if you ever come out of these poses early, just go into Shavasana and just relax. So we've got about 45 seconds to go. When you're ready, you're going to slowly come out of the pose. Nice and slow. Just stay in the position you're in other than releasing that leg. Keep both legs out wide now. And we're going to come into that forward bend straight away. So we're going to stretch through these hamstrings. So inhale, lengthen, and exhale. You want this pelvis to tilt, okay? So every now and again, I'll put my hands on my pelvis, lift the spine, shoulder blades together, and feel that pelvis twist. So you want the bone of the hip pointing down. And that gives you that really deep stretch, that lengthening through the spine. Remember and have something in front of you if you need it. Work your way down, having your hands there, slowly working into the forearms, elbows, and coming all the way down. So you've just got to work with that process on coming down. And you might be in the same spot for 6 months and not move, and that's okay, because eventually you'll drop down and it'll feel amazing. So just keep working with what you've got. This is a tough pose anyway, so just work with it. This is the first pose we're doing that's non-twisting. So we're just lengthening through the spine. That's the idea of this one here. We twisted the spine beautifully. So now we're giving ourselves space in the spine. Keep breathing. Really important towards the end of the session to remain focused with the breath, because it's easy to start off that way and just let it go. halfway through. Work with what you've got, but just go deeper in the breath. Okay, so every breath should be deeper on the inhale. Final 45 seconds. And slowly coming up out of the pose. So what I want you to do is just stretch those legs out in front of you. Don't come into Shavasana, just stretch the legs out and allow that blood to flow back through the hamstrings there, the hamstrings to relax. And when you feel comfortable, bend the knees up and then just come into, oh, nice windshield wipers. I'm feeling that today. Hamstrings got really opened up there. Just come into this and then we'll move into the final pose before Shavasana. It's only a short twist. It's a deep twist, but only a short amount of time on each side. So come back to center and we're going to come into deer pose. So bringing the left knee down, right knee underneath the left foot. Bring whatever you've got to lay on your left hand side. And we're going to twist. We're only in this for just on a minute either side. It's just to finish off after that deep forward bend. The twisting, just remember, lengthen through the spine and then twist. Always lengthen, twist, and then come down. So this is a nice, comfortable way to finish the twisting. We've done some really deep twists today. This is a nice way just to finish off before we lay in Shavasana. Again, you should be used to controlling that breath after so many twists. You'll feel the breath speed up, just slow it down, just control the breath. Then when you're ready, slowly untwist, nice and slow, and then just move to the other side. It's just a minute and a half either side here. Just enough just to release those hips from the stiffness of that forward bend. So just lengthening through the spine, twist and come down to the right hand side. This is the final pose before Shavasana. It's a nice pose to lead into Shavasana as well. And when you're ready, slowly come up, untwist, nice and slow, and then come into the final pose, Shavasana. You all should feel amazing after today's class. It will kick in at some stage during the day. You get all this amazing energy. But this is the important pose now, is Shavasana. It's really important to be as still as possible. Just allow that spine to relax. And just allow the fresh, the oxygenated blood to flow through that spine now. So just bring your focus now to the stomach. Bring your focus to the moving of the stomach. The in and out moving of the stomach, up and down. Then bring your focus to the sensation that you're feeling in the abdominal area. Just focus on that sensation. And a lot of things happening in this last hour in that area. Just focus on the sensation. Don't label it, don't judge it, don't attach yourself to whatever it's feeling. And bring your focus to the spine. Just feel the sensation of the spine. Now bring your focus to the breath. On each inhale, I'm going to breathe from the bottom of the spine to the top. So focus and visualize the spine. Go down to the bottom of the spine, around the hip area. And then as you breathe, visualize going all the way up the spine to the top of the head. When you exhale, visualize going all the way back down the spine to the hips. Inhale, all the way up the spine. Exhale, all the way down the spine. Let's do that for another few breaths. Now bring your focus just to the nostrils and just feel the sensation of the breath going in and out of the nostril, just for a couple of breaths. Now bring your awareness to the sensation between the eyebrows, the third eye. Just be aware of that. Just feel a little pulsating sensation in that area. Now just roll the eyeballs upwards with the eyelids closed to Chitakasha, so that dark space. Focus there. And just remember that that is your space. That's the healing the blissful space that you can always go to. And just in that space, just notice anything that's happening. Don't judge it, don't attach to it, just notice. Now relax the eyeballs. Go back to the breath. And just for the next few breaths, every inhale, say so to yourself. Every exhale, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Now just slowly take your eyeballs back up to Chitta, looking in that space. And then relax the eyes, relax the body, relax the breath. Just go back to the natural breath. And then give yourself a bit of thanks for getting here this morning, getting yourself onto the mat, and doing some amazing things for yourself. Pass on a gratitude or two to people or things or events in your life. Then start wiggling the toes and the fingers. And just rolling to the right-hand side. Taking a breath there. Coming up into Sukhasana, bringing your hands into prayer position. And once you get to that position again, take a nice deep breath in. Let everything go. Thank you for being here this morning and allow me to take you through this spine twisting exercise, which is going to make you feel amazing today. And it was a pleasure to do so this morning. So have a wonderful rest of the day and enjoy the energy. Namaste.